streaming. I apologize if you're watching this right at the moment and you're a lot of uh, so we're trying to we got people stuff now. Let's see here. This is working.
That's not fair. I
Why?
well,
Well, yeah. Who we have first?
I'm gonna say different.
Okay, cool. So if you're retail, thank you so much. So working on big things, but like until we're supposed to start. Oh, no. I
yeah, like that.
Hi
Well,
uh, so this is the first time I have a live stream, so you're bearing with everyone and just that's cool. What is that? This is not what we told me. Well, people should look like anyway. I look sure decide yeah, okay. Oh no, it's from yeah. Hi. Okay.
You put up the proper link.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. Unless you can find it.
Okay.
She's going.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
Look out.
Hey, good.
You got. You really got to keep like.
We're gonna about you guys voices of my meter.
Sorry.
Okay. Bye. You are the first gender. Mariel, Glen.
they said
The illusion. Oh,
Yeah.
surprise, surprise. It's in a professional studio. What? That's great.
There we go.
Oh, this is working.
Good.
So,
Good work.
so
What?
I didn't
yeah.
So it's working. Before we get officially started, again, we don't have to start for 6 minutes.
Oh,
I mean, don't. Whatever. I mean, people don't want to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we're fine.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hi.
Fair.
Nice to meet you. I thought you did that.
That's,
I know. Not the
Oh, I have to do this, so I don't. Okay. Okay. First. Say.
I love
Thank
about
you.
hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I was thinking about specific items and like I think hot chocolate as a
They are. Oh. Oh. I thought they were.
oh.
I'm. And now those are. But if they're married to a human being, I.
Oh.
Oh. I will.
Alright, so, folks, since we've got a couple people listening, you can just go ahead and talk about, tell me if you've watched Leonard before.
I have not watched Glen before.
Neither.
I only watched one. It was and that was and I face.
Oh, ever
like.
I'm just scared. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
I had seen I did see the trailer for it,
Uh-huh.
and I was ready to join the demonization program.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm excited.
Because it's so that for the top, like shocking, like can you believe this is happening? Like oh, 2016. War.
I have a lot for it.
Should we do introduction to our live
Maybe-
video?
I feel like
Yeah,
yeah.
we're like started. Here, I didn't do name pronoun.
I mean,
So I was like,
okay.
I'm
My
so
before we
Yeah.
so still doing technical stuff.
Okay.
I'm here on my page over here, and it says that we're offering. We're definitely not blind. It says not blind. Okay. See. But can someone who's talking somewhere else? Okay. Can you find out whether we're actually still streaming and see us?
Okay.
Cool.
I'm also trying to put that. What is it called? Glenda?
Glen.
Totally.
That's very
Yeah.
Still up on your
Yeah.
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 Still Mark?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Let's go.
Just
Cool. Let's do that. Yeah. Glen Alert. All right. You go.
Emily's having a hard time hearing. But
Yeah.
Yeah, she was getting every other word. Oh.
Okay. Ask her if part of it because we're all talking over each other, or if it's yeah. Thank you for listening, everybody. You guys are tuning in 2 minutes prior to. See. Yeah, okay. And no. Here we go. This is fine. This is fine. We're good. The stream that is good. Okay. Broadcast alert. Let's see if I can.
Oh no. No. That was fair.
I don't have Facebook on Instagram anymore.
Yeah.
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 But like to your bottom of my phone sound data, you hear going on the sound. Look at it real quick.
Yeah.
That you just open the video about a month.
Does that help the audio?
Yeah, the sound is flippy. I think it's because it's bouncing around back right now.
Okay. So, we'll try this. Then we want to speak. Okay. Okay. All right.
I'm hearing there's weird pulses going on. Like that's
Okay. Yeah.
I think because
Here, can somebody I use the all your data, so I know pulses are coming from
the Wi-Fi is definitely like that's recording.
why
Because it's also scary.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay.
yeah.
Weird.
Okay. Okay. So here's absolutely what I'm gonna do. Okay.
I think you needed for the itself.
Oh.
Got it. Okay. All right.
I'm still listening into it, by the way.
Okay.
So
So
I'll
can you
let you know if
hear?
things change.
Is the nothing has changed? Nothing has changed. Everything's the
Yeah,
same.
it's still kind of doing that
Okay.
pulsing.
Okay.
Ooh, wait, we just had
Hmm?
the audio cleaned up. We're back.
We're
Okay,
good.
so it sounds fine now.
Yeah, it sounds fine now.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Okay.
Great.
Solutions.
Yeah.
So are you gonna be okay having the ears on the headset?
Sure.
Okay. So we're good now.
Yeah, no, it's like everything. So you know how everything's echoing from the microphone? We don't hear that. It's just like I'm dealing with the echoing, and now I'm also like a few seconds behind in the.
Okay.
Emily says it sounds great.
Right. Okay. So we figured that out. I'm going to figure out some other way that we can hear this. Actually, if one of you have a laptop?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Open it up. We are going to try and listen on the laptop speakers for right now.
Great.
Thank you for.
Hi.
Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being understanding as we try a brand new idea, a brand new system.
Actually, I think that's gonna actually make a similar problem because the mic isn't gonna know that there's sound coming out of the computer at the same time because it's a different computer. So it's gonna pick that up as if it's something.
Are we not doing a laptop then?
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna cause the same problem. I wish we could use my phone because my phone has like a solid mic on it. There it is.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's possible. It might be.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Keep using
phone. There you go.
Still using it. Do you mind?
My purse is over somewhere. You may be sitting on it. Yeah. Can I see that real quick?
It's like,
Wait,
oh,
what's
the
the problem? What's happening?
Problem is, if we listen to sound, then the audio, then the audio doesn't pick up, so they don't hear our voices.
I can check and see if Amanda's at home.
Oh,
Yeah.
if we're using it as a speaker, it can't be used as a mic?
Pretty much.
Okay.
So I tell you what, do me a favor, or someone with a good piece of equipment, put something on so that we can hear noise.
Oh yeah, and you're listening to that as well right now. So.
Yeah. So I can do the thing that I need to do.
Music in general.
Yeah,
Just anything at all for right now that'll put noise on.
Find something. Where are outlets?
There's not much behind there.
Oh.
Okay, so we're doing another test, folks. We're listening to some music.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Ignore the copyright issue.
Yeah, you're still in touch with. Yep.
There we go. Better.
Find out if this music is distracting.
There's nothing I can unplug back here, right?
What?
We're trying to plug in this. So
There's a lamp right there.
you can keep listening. Is one of these things back here the lamp? Or is
Yes,
there
one of those things is the lamp.
Do you know which one's the lamp? The top one or the bottom one?
I'm not sure.
I guess.
I believe it's the top one is the lamp.
Okay, so if we lose it...
So we may lose all of you in a moment. Alright. How are you?
The balance is still fine. I can hear it.
Are you picking up the music?
Yeah, I'm picking up the music. I'm just trying to make sure that our
conversation is being heard?
Yeah.
it's
Words, making words and talking at the same time. Sounds and talking and words and look at me commenting on this thing that's happening. Wow,
But
that was
if
so
it's playing
interesting.
through the computer, they're gonna hear the actual movie playing on that computer and on this one. So it's gonna sound mucky or echoed.
Right. Okay. Right.
She says that she can hear the music and us without problems.
Okay, so we can shut the music off for right now. Okay.
Does anyone actually talk in this movie?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we need like closed captioning.
we need to be able to hear.
Well, I
actually,
knew
we
there was
don't
a
have
narrator.
closed
There was
captioning,
just
but
a
yeah,
narrator.
so much of it is also delivery. Okay. Okay.
Really should have just brought my mic.
Yeah.
I fucked everything up.
So, okay. Can't use that. Let me see. I'm going to be right back, ladies and gentlemen. And those who do not identify on that binary. Yeah, I caught myself. Doing it live, folks. Doing it live.
Gendered language.
This while you're
Gesundheit.
listening to it.
Okay.
So we're gonna drop out for just a second.
Okay.
There may be some weird Facebook noises.
Okay. Yeah, just do this for now. I don't want to intrude in your.
So my idea is this. I'm going to shut off the audio from YouTube
Okay.
so that they are hearing what we are hearing. They are not hearing the YouTube video.
So they're gonna hear the movie playing on a laptop.
Right.
Okay, and we're just gonna try and sync it up as best as we can.
Why don't we just watch it on the laptop?
Because
They can't watch
yeah.
it.
Oh, they're watching it
Right.
with us. I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So,
like, unless we want to actually provide them, I know we'd still need headsets for that. I was going to say we could provide them just the link to it and run it as a riff tracks type thing since we are having this issue. But they still hear it and, yeah.
Right.
No, that sounds like it could work. Just turn off the YouTube audio and get everything through us.
So, sorry everybody, but your audio is probably going to be lagging a little bit. So we do apologize for this. We tried to plan for everything, but again, since this is the first time we're doing this, there it is.
Live.
If you want the next live stream to be better, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey! Send money. It'll be better.
Join our Patreon so that we can afford technical staff.
And then we can serve you better with better equipment.
So I'll remember to actually bring the shit.
That's actually one of the goals. Like, if we get to a certain...
Kaya actually brings equipment.
Okay. So keep talking for now. I'm just going to get everything technically set up.
Okay. Who's excited to see this?
Excited is a relative term.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I ask that every time. It's like sometimes we'll be here for an earlier shift, and some of you guys will come in for like the next thing. I'll be like, "Have fun." Yes, is that correct? Like we are doing this because there's some.
Don't cry on stream.
Hey, do me one more favor.
What's the favor?
Okay. Anyone at all.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn this back up. Really okay. Okay.
Okay, so from the sound of it, sound
like how?
It sounded like we're in the middle of like a tornado and we're all gonna die.
That would be tragic.
Because like everyone's like audios comes in these little tiny blips and it's just like a.
Okay. How about right now?
Right now it sounds fine.
Okay.
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 Getting closer.
Yeah.
That TV has speakers, right? Or is that just a monitor? I don't actually know.
It's this is just a monitor.
Okay, so
if I can find another set of external speakers, I think we can fix this.
Yeah, because if we can have the speakers playing towards us and away from the mic, that would probably work.
Alright, I'm going to do one more thing. Entertain the audience.
I feel so bad for all of you.
Let me entertain
You don't feel bad. They're all like sitting at home with their coffee and their pets on their couch, right?
Just like, wow, look at these games.
Like, what, you just sit here all day. What are they doing?
I brought non-branded beverage.
All right.
Wow.
Turn it away from the camera. No product placement here.
I'm wearing toe shoes, so nobody's gonna find anything I say entertaining.
Only if you keep your foot up for the camera. So
Oh my god. I was on the train, this was like a month ago, but I was on the train coming into the city, and I could tell someone who I presume was like a cis gay, they were like definitely going on a date. Like you could tell from how they looked and how they smelled. They were going on a date. And they had their pants cuffed up here, and it looked good with their shoes. It looked really good.
Right.
And they started to uncuff them, and I was like, "No, that looks really good." And their response was immediate, and they were like, "You're wearing toe shoes."
Oh!
There goes my opinion. Oh! And I was like, you fucking got me there. You fucking got me.
Kind of true.
But yeah, I was wearing toe shoes and then dress.
They're pretty awful.
Are you serious though? They said that to you?
And no, and I immediately was like, that's fair. But they were doing the wrong thing by
No,
having their
You were
pants.
still right.
We're both right. How about that?
Yeah.
We're both right.
Oh, God.
Oh, I was on the one plane today.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm horrified by that information.
What? The fact that happened?
Yes, that's terrible.
Wow, now we're
Oh,
summoning
this
the
is going to
creature from
sound
the
really
deep.
good when my headphones catch up to this.
Yeah.
Brace yourself.
Let's see.
Brace yourself.
Okay.
Can someone hit a high E for this to see if we're gonna get a...
Wow, that actually sounded really
sounded
good.
really great.
So what I'm hearing is we should all just sing everything?
Right.
Oh, God.
Oh, there it is.
No, they
We're
don't.
gonna-
Ah!
Okay. How does it sound? Let me
I'm waiting for your ears
Yeah.
to burst.
Yep.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm okay.
No tornadoes anymore?
And then it's going to come back again. Sorry, we're like a little bit behind.
Okay.
So when I have both ears in, I'm like time warped to like a few seconds before everyone.
Okay.
Or after.
Well,
I
we...
guess.
Oh, I just totally also moved the thing. I probably shouldn't be holding this.
Alright, so for those following at home, we think we found a solution. We are just waiting for everything to catch up, and it'll probably be in about 2 minutes. We'll get started very shortly.
There you go.
Is your radiator working currently? Is it on?
My what?
Radiator.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I was gonna say put it on your radiator, but
Yeah, no.
obviously that's a bad idea.
Alright, what's our update? Any update?
Sounding pretty fine.
Cool, okay.
No horrible ringing noises.
Alright, well, I'm playing the video.
Hooray!
Yay!
Hopefully.
Actually happening.
I hope so.
Oh,
I totally thought that was feedback. It's shit, it's happening again.
Okay. So I'm seeing it there, we're good. How are we on every other
The
we
all here is stream is actually
Sweet as next week. No, we should do that.
I think
That's fair. That's fair.
as long as it sounds good, let's fucking do it.
Okay.
alright.
You know, we'll do it through the credits, because these are our credits.
Aww.
Yay.
Yeah.
Old movies.
Cool.
And the whole, like,
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
they're gonna be
So, I'm Ashley Lauren Rogers. I'm the producer of the Is It Transphobic podcast, and I use she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Jefferson Barrett. I use he, him pronouns.
Hi, I'm Vivian Aldrin. I use she, her pronouns.
Hey, I'm Kaya. I use they, them, and they, their pronouns.
Hey, I'm there. I use they, them pronouns.
Oh, by the way, there, the camera's up there.
LOL. Hi, I'm there. I still use they, them pronouns.
Awesome!
Hi, I'm Ian Field Stewart. I use they, them, their pronouns.
Cool. So thank you for sticking with us. So this is Judge Ye Not Society.
It's actually saying
Strange and curious.
Maybe
I
it's still
got
very
it.
subject.
I got the idea of everything that it's saying. No punches have been pulled.
So Edward very famously self-identified as a transvestite. Here is Bella Lugosi.
I really like the skeleton.
Right?
Man, constantly
It's like the opposite of
groping
that.
of things
I'm gonna take the headphones
unknown,
off so I can hear the thing better.
drawing
We're
from
solid.
the endless
I'll check back in
reaches of
occasionally.
time,
Sure.
Thank you. I'm gonna keep up the live.
brings to light many startling things.
Is this supposed to sound like
Possible to
this?
put
Yes.
subtitles up?
I'm gonna see.
Startling because they seem new,
Startling because they seem
sudden. But most are not new to the signs of the
What is
age.
a trans? I like how Frankenstein this is.
Right? I'm getting very like old Dracula vibes from
And
this.
sometimes people aren't exactly.
new.
That's new and strange.
I don't like that.
Alright, sis is scared.
It's all good.
Weird. Okay.
I've learned that there is.
I'm telling you, the dialogue is not great. Ed Wood famously did everything on the first go, so the first take is always the best in his opinion. The first draft is always the best. The look Ian is giving me is
Is
priceless.
this person dead?
It's very much so.
Thank you.
Oh, good. So I can say whatever I want.
Well then. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So did we work out subtitles? Are there subtitles?
So I have to stop the movie if we're gonna put subtitles in.
Like
I can do it, but
Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I for some reason I really feel like what they're saying is
pretty much.
Well, I
Might be
like,
onto something.
there's science now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Two beakers mean science.
Well,
Well,
two
and
beakers
a
and a
skull,
Yeah.
yeah. Ooh, and a globe.
There's so many skulls. There's another skull in the back
So
there.
science.
There's like right next to the other skeleton too.
Haha, nothing changed.
Is he creating the trans virus?
The T virus. No,
It's more. Is this subject zero?
Come on, black and white split frame.
All going
Look at
to
my
Not
dominion.
That looks really great. That looks really great.
Below.
all with their
Yeah,
own
okay.
subtitles would be
thoughts,
wonderful.
their own ideas.
Sorry everyone, we are putting subtitles on. Hold on a moment. No, I hear ya. Yeah.
We talk too much. We can't hear them.
Yeah, that's true.
We
It's
all
our
talk at
fault.
once and like often, so it's very difficult to hear.
Imagine we all do a podcast. We talk a lot.
Hey, you know what's great about podcasts is that I can edit them.
Oh,
I know,
but
but this
is
is
Yeah, I
Actually, you
know.
always make me sound so much smarter in the final cut. I'm not gonna have that
Right?
today.
I know the first
Oh,
episode,
man.
I
Did you
sounded like
Star
a
Trek one?
wimp, and that could have just
Did
been
you
me.
do Star Trek one?
Yes.
There was
I
a
thought
Star
that was
Trek
your
one?
voice. I was
Yes.
listening to your voice
The
this morning.
two
It was a
Star
great
Trek
one.
I
ones.
literally
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
That was
I haven't even
really
listened to
fun.
it.
Yeah,
I
same.
listened to yours.
I was in
listened
the
to yours
first
this morning.
one.
So I was
It's just
last night.
like-
So I was just like,
She goes,
boy.
I was like,
Yes.
What was
How the
that?
hell do I
So
get that
sorry,
to...
studio
It's always
audience.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh,
They get
you
to
were-
look at our
you were
cute
always
faces.
sunny.
Aw,
My bad, of course. Yeah, you
I
were
really
trying to
got
look
it.
Extra fancy today.
Mhm.
I wore like one of my most uncomfortable undergarments and
Oh.
everything. It didn't work very well, and now I'm just feeling bad.
No, it's amazing and beautiful.
Thank you.
I just try it my hardest to look like shit.
I'm cat sitting, so I kind of just threw a bunch of stuff in a bag, and I was
I'm
like, "This is an outfit." I don't know.
I'm still not over, I'm still not over that story. That's
What story?
No,
No, the toe shoes.
The
You're
toe
wearing
story.
toe shoes.
That's something
Like,
I would definitely say. I'm not gonna lie.
I would say, like, as a good thing.
Right.
Like, well, you know what you're talking about.
I'm
Phrase.
not.
freeze.
Yeah, no, we're back in. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the answer to the question is no.
There
There are no
Great.
subtitles.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay.
So we'll have to
I'm very
take
excited.
turns speaking.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
That's not-
You
Okay.
gotta raise your hand. Children.
So it's more. So this,
Right.
what do you think of this as like a silent film? That's what we're gonna
Yeah.
say.
So, and the audience is probably going to be able to hear everything that's being said. So it's going to be great because...
Hold the
They're gonna know that we missed.
Oh, the strain. Sorry, that's
dance.
like the most iconic line from the movie.
What is created for?
No. They did, wait. I swear he just said, hold the strain.
Oh, I think the strain.
Is he like Lucifer?
He's literally just the narrator.
Oh.
I mean, this is how all movies
He's Bela Lugosi, which is the point is kind of he's Bela Lugosi and this is what he's doing.
Yeah.
As
A
weird as that
new
is.
day is begun.
Is that a baby?
That is a baby.
And Earth happened.
Trans baby.
A new life is begun.
This is about someone who joined the military and then came back and came out as trans, right? Is
No.
it that
Their
person?
life.
Why does
That's
he?
real.
do
No. He's thinking of
a person.
That's a real
It's
person.
not about a real. It's not
And
about
this
a
isn't
real
a real
person.
person.
No, this is. I thought this was like.
They say it
intended
is.
to be
Was it?
about someone.
Yeah, they say it is.
I don't know. It's like because there's like
Is
three
it about
different
Christine?
people.
Really?
Come on.
Looking it up. do.
Let me see that note.
Is she dead?
I hope so.
No, she's just taking a nap. That's why they're.
The records will tell the story.
I think the person died.
I was put in jail recently. Why?
You know, in movies where you get really
Because
sick,
I,
you just kind of
a
like
man,
fade
was
out.
caught on the street
Right.
wearing women's clothing. This was my fourth
People
arrest
die of like
for
heart
the same act.
Right.
sort of
In
turn pale
life,
and stuff.
I must continue wearing them. Therefore, it would only be a matter of time until my next arrest. This
see what
is
you mean by
the
the whole
only
first
way.
thing.
Yeah.
Let my body
Well, and even
rest
on this
in
one,
death,
he edited it a little bit more.
Okay,
He just
so-
didn't do multiple
in the
shots.
thing
So this person committed suicide?
I cannot wear in life.
I have no idea what's happening.
I feel like they have a male voice reading the.
Inspector
the suicide
Warren
note.
is here to see you,
So it's
Dr.
supposed to be
Alton.
the-
Oh, yes, show him in, Miss Stevens.
Gotta wait and see.
I thought they were harvesting the person for organs.
That's what I was
This isn't Plan 9. I want to make it clear that it's
Inspector, doctor, thank you.
It's about aliens, I think.
Yeah, Plan 9 is about aliens. This one is about.
I've seen Plan 9.
Quote,
and I
unquote.
still
You're
think
a very
it's
busy
about
man,
aliens.
Dr. Alton, I know.
Well, it's technically it's about aliens
appreciate the
rising
time you're giving
people
me.
from the dead.
Business
That is
or
Plan
pleasure?
9. So
Right,
it's zombies
it's
and
aliens
aliens.
zombies.
This one
In
is
a way,
just
business.
people who were born assigned male at
Policeman
birth.
to inspector. 20
become
years of it.
women.
No!
I guess I've seen everything there is for a policeman to see.
Yeah.
My worst fear.
Yet I wonder
Wait,
if we
spontaneous?
ever stop
Because of aliens?
Overtime. No aliens.
more about
So they die and then they come back to life.
From aliens.
From aliens.
No, that's Plan 9.
Right. So they die and they come back
I'm
to
a
life.
man
So
who
according to
cried.
Wikipedia, this film is a docudrama
We
about
only have one life to
prostitution
live.
and sexuality.
We throw
And
that
is
one away.
semi-autobiographical
What is there
in
left?
nature.
Autobiographical of whom?
Doctor,
The
Edward.
Well, Glen and Glenda.
I'm hoping to learn something from you.
All right.
And with that knowledge, maybe save some human from a fate which I just witnessed a few days ago.
Kelsey, you and I.
A four-time loser.
Okay.
This type of case comes to me as well as yourself many times during the course of 1 month.
I'm gonna try to
The
move
suicide,
microphone over onto the tower so I can
the
move this
suicide.
up here so that they're hopefully.
Most of us have our idiosyncrasies.
Thank you.
This fellow's
Do you
was
need
quite
just
pronounced.
have hands?
Yes, but I wonder if the
I
rate
Yes,
of
do
death
that, and I'll
will-
move this, and then we
That's why
can
I'm
always
here
put it
today,
right back
Doctor.
and start screaming at us
Okay,
again.
What
so
do we
this
do
is
about it?
supposedly based
I've
off
always heard you to be a
story
hard-hearted
of
policeman,
Jordan
Inspector.
Really?
It is based on the
Isn't that what's thought of most policemen?
Yeah.
The laws are
Which, like,
written.
if you wanna-
Policeman is
if you
hired to
wanna,
see that those
talk
laws
about
are
how
enforced.
times,
We have a job to
United States
do.
of America is.
As in most jobs, there's always
Over
somebody
in,
who doesn't want that job to be done.
Europe.
In most factories today, the employer has put up suggestion boxes. Even the employer needs advice once in a while. I think in the case that we're referring to, I need advice. Maybe it shouldn't have happened as it did. But it did. Perhaps the next time we can prevent it.
19, I think the.
Get our
from
story
Danish
straight.
though, it's a-
You're referring to the suicide of the transvestite?
Right.
If that's the word you men of medical science use for a man who wears woman's clothing, yes. Yes, in cold, technical language, that's the word. As unfriendly and as vicious as it may sound. However, in actuality, it's not an unfriendly word, nor is it vicious when you know the people to whom it pertains. Was Operation Do These People Any Good? I understand you were quite prominent in a case that hit the headlines a few weeks ago. Some cases, yes,
Do you think it was
others,
just more
no.
because she was American, or was
Well,
she?
the papers certainly had a field day with that one.
Spanish.
Strange as it may seem, even though it was
Say that.
Right, yeah, I'm lost. I'm
But
still trying to
it's
figure out
not a
what,
new
like, Mr.
story.
Banks over
Sex
here.
changes.
So the real question
Those
is,
whose sex can be
can
changed, they're
people
the easy
hear
ones.
everything?
Sex can be.
But those who
People said-
desperately want to
Sex
be the
can
opposite sex, yet can't change their sex.
Okay,
Such
so
as was the
in
case with
feed,
Pat,
everything sounds
Patricia,
really
the
neat,
suicide.
like you can hear in the
I'd like to
movie
understand
well,
this, Doctor, as best you can tell me.
Reasonably.
You can only fully understand the sex change by taking two entirely different cases. Two men with exactly the same background, childhood to manhood, on to their own decisions and destinations.
We need to like see
Tell the
it.
story to the fullest.
Watch the movie. And look,
Only the infinity of the depths of a man's mind can really tell the story.
we tuned in just at the right moment.
Frankenstein's monster lightning.
I gotta stop being out of research. We gotta start.
I want them to go
A
back.
young man, though he is,
speaks the words of the All-Wise. No one can really tell the story. Mistakes are made. There is no mistaking the thoughts in a man's mind.
It might not be transphobic, but boy is it foul.
Glory is begun.
That's gonna be my thing now. I'm just gonna like physically like bump for the.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, do it. Is this one Ed Wood? Yeah, this one is Ed Wood, actually.
The mannequin?
The mannequin. Yeah, that's Ed Wood.
He's doing a great job.
This person is that
One
Yes,
might
it's
say,
actually-
there, but for the grace of God, go I.
Oh, it's a cis-man.
Well, I feel
Why
it's
is
like
the modern world shocked
he
by this
identified
headline?
as transsexual.
Why?
The actor
Once,
identified
not so very long ago, the people of the world were saying,
Airplanes. Why?
Yeah, they
It's
literally
against
just
the
basically say,
Creator's
"Oh,
will. If the Creator wanted us to fly, He'd have given us wings.
But we
That
fly.
is some quality.
Maybe
voice
some of you may
acting.
still remember an even sillier remark. Automobiles?
For a moment there, I thought that
They
person
scare
was
the
like,
horses.
for like
The
just a
Creator
moment.
had meant
I was
for
like,
us to
"Ain't no
roll
sense
around
in
the
time
countryside, we'd have been born with wheels. Silly? Certainly. We were not born with wings. We were not born with wheels. But in the modern world of today, it's an accepted fact that we must have them. So we have corrected that which nature has not given us. Strangely enough, nature has given us all these things. We just had to learn how to put nature's elements together for our use, that's all. Yet, the world is shocked by a sex
World's
change.
shocked by sex change.
If the Creator wanted us to fly, He'd have given us wings.
If the Creator had meant us to roll around the countryside, we'd have been born with wheels.
If the Creator had meant us to be born, we certainly would have been born.
If the Creator had meant us to be born girls, we certainly would have been born girls. Are we sure?
Only a few years ago, we didn't have it.
Nature makes mistakes. It's
Yes.
proven every day.
Yeah, that's what
This person is a transvestite, a man who is more comfortable wearing girls' clothes. The term transvestite is the name given by medical science to those persons who wear the clothing of the opposite sex. Many a transvestite actually wishes to be the opposite sex. The title of this can only be labeled Behind Locked Doors. Give this man satin undies, a dress, a sweater, and a skirt, or even the lounging outfit he has on, and he's the happiest individual in the world. He
looks
can
like
work better,
Yeah.
think better, he can play better, and he can be more of a credit to his community and his government because he is happy. These things are his comfort. But why the wig and makeup? He dares to enter the street dressed in the clothes he so much desires to wear, but only if he really appears female. The long hair, the makeup, the clothing, the actual contours of a girl. Most transvestites do not want to change their life, their bodies. Many of them simply want to change the clothing they wear to that is worn by the opposite sex. Glen is engaged to be married to Barbara, a lovely, intelligent girl.
Those fingernails have got to go.
You know, I didn't realize they're as long as they are.
My goodness, they're almost as long as mine. Maybe even prettier. We'll have to paint them sometime just for the fun of it.
We'll trim them.
That's for sure.
You know, honey, you've invited me to dinner so many times in the last couple of months. Almost like we were married already.
I wish we were, darling. It's been a long year.
Eating together on a solitary table for two.
But now, my studies are through, college is concluded, and I'm free at last.
She's out of town.
Free?
Yeah, she's just for the
For the
weekend.
time being.
Huh? Oh,
Return to your marriage.
how about joining me for an after-dinner drink?
The living room?
A woman wants to drink in the 50s? Well,
The modern man is a hard-working human.
I just want to make an
Throughout the day, his mind and his muscles are busy at building the modern world and its business administration. His clothing is rough, coarse, starched, according to the specifications of his accepted job. At home, what does modern man have to look forward to for his body comfort? The things provided for his home, a wool or flannel robe, his feet encased in the same thick, tight-fitting leather that his shoes are made of. These are the things provided for his home comfort. It doesn't look so comfortable, does it? And get the hat. Better still, get the receding hairline. Men's hats are so tight they cut off the blood flow to the head, thus cutting off the growth of hair. 7 out of 10 men wear a hat, so the advertisements say. 7 out of 10 men are bald. But what about the ladies? Yes, modern woman is a hard-working individual also, but when modern woman's day of work is done, that which is designed for her home comfort is comfort. Hats that give no obstruction to the blood flow. Hats that do not crush the hair. Just for comparison, let's the male who adorns himself with fancy articles such as paints, frills, and masks. The true instinct, the animal instinct, bird and animal life. Is it not so that it's the male who is the fancy one? Could it be that the male was meant to attract the attention of the female? What's so wrong about that? Where is the animal instinct in modern civilization? Female has the fluff and the finery, as specified by those who design and sell. Little Miss Female, you should feel quite proud of the situation. You, of course, realize that it's predominantly men who design your clothes, your jewelry, your makeup, your hairstyling, your perfume. But life, even though its changes are slow, moves on. There's no law against wearing such apparel on the street, as long as it can be distinguished that man is man and woman is woman. But what is it that would happen were this individual to appear this way on the street? You're doing it now, laughing. Yet, it's not a situation to be laughed at. Thus, the strange case of Glen, who is Glenda, one and the same person, not half man, half woman, but nevertheless, man and woman in the same body, even though by all outward appearances, Glen is fully and completely a man.
See, this is why I kind of make the case that there's a potential that Edward may be a trans person if they were alive today. I think that there's a lot of
let me borrow her dress.
You want to borrow your sister's dress? What for?
I want to wear it to the Halloween party.
There are names for boys who go around wearing girls' clothes.
Oh, don't be silly, darling. You go ahead and wear your sister's dress, Glen. You always did look much better as a girl than you do as a man.
Glen did wear the dress to the Halloween party. He even took first prize. Then one day, it wasn't Halloween any longer.
Whoops. Dropped it. That's just the side of my head. That's the look of somebody who drops their paper and tries to play it off. It's like, what?
Maybe if you took the matter to a doctor. It's Glen that needs the doctor. But when things like this go wrong with someone so close and in your own family, it's so hard to believe.
It's not really hard to believe. It's just hard for you to accept.
Well, of course it's hard for me to accept. Suppose I was to come home with one of my other boyfriends one night and find Glen like I did last.
It's the coworker and the...
That would be hard to explain.
That's the understatement of the year. Just how does one go about introducing your friends to your brother? When brother's wearing your best sweater, your skirt, and makeup to boot.
Makeup to boot. It was the makeup that did it. The dress, I mean, that's fine.
But he is not a homosexual. Transvestism is the term given by medical science to those persons who desperately wish to wear the clothing of the opposite sex, yet whose sex life in all instances remains quite normal. Would you be surprised if a tough individual was wearing pink satin undies under his rough exterior clothing? He is. Then there is your friend the milkman, who knows how to find comfort at home.
I mean, they're really trying to make it like it's a documentary.
I can't stand it any longer. He wears all my clothes. Nothing is sacred to him, even my briefs.
Is she divorcing? What?
He has every one of my sweaters stretched out of shape. Of course, he has always replaced them. But then, they didn't last long either. But, Your Honor, ruffles on his shirts and shorts. Really?
Glen and all the hundreds of thousands of other Glens across the nation face quite a problem. Glen is engaged to be married to Barbara, a lovely, intelligent girl. The problem, Glenda, Glen's other self. The girl that he himself is, his other individual personality.
You look tired tonight, Glen.
Yeah, I guess I am. It's been a long day.
Have you seen the paper yet?
No, when?
Isn't that a strange case? I wonder how some people's mind works.
Well, some people aren't happy the way they are.
That's a pretty drastic
You like that
step
edit?
to take.
Yeah, that's
This
was, I believe
the
it was
only
after
way.
this movie that he stopped editing and he just took
I'm
the
for
first
it.
take.
I wonder what I would do in a case like that. If I
Although
were
when you think about like having to work a reel-to-reel and tape, and
Yeah,
it's like, I'm not gonna
I
edit that.
suddenly
Yeah.
realized that
The first
something
take
was
is great.
mentally wrong with you. It's hard to visualize. Here we are, two perfectly normal people, got to be married and lead a normal life together. And there's this poor fellow who never could have been happy if it wasn't for modern medical science. Our fourth term in psychology explains a lot of the facts, but I'm afraid the end of study is only the beginning of reality.
Glen's problem is a deep one, but he must tell her soon. She's begun to notice things. His nails, his eyes when he looks into a ladies' store window. So many of the little things that are hard to hide. Soon she will realize. Then there was the time Barbara was wearing the sweater Glen had always wanted to feel on his own body. It was becoming an obsession to him. He must have.
What's the matter, Glen, darling?
Okay.
I guess I was daydreaming.
I'm just curious, like, is this how cis people
Why don't you
talk
tell
today?
I have no idea.
One,
All
long
the
ago,
language is the same.
just after we
I
started
have
doing
heard
studies,
in regards to the comments
we
about what it
promised
means
we'd
to be
never
fully
lie to
and
each
completely a
other.
man. I hear
Are we
ancient
gonna start now,
cisgender
just
texts.
because we're engaged to be married?
Apparently masculinity
It's just
is a
that-
very fragile thing.
Yes.
Oh, Barbara, it's nothing. A little sleep from the It's been a long day.
It seems pretty
More than
unbreakable.
that. Come on,
No
tell me,
one's ever
darling.
that upset.
Who knows? Maybe I can help.
That's just it, you could.
Then something is troubling you.
Yes.
Do I have a right to know?
But let's just say for the moment
They had
that
one outfit and
I'm
they just
afraid
like
to tell you.
traded it to everyone.
I'm afraid I'd
I
lose
mean,
you.
I've been on very low budget shoots.
Nothing could be as bad as all
Probably Ed
that.
Wood.
I love
We
you.
can look that up,
and
but
you
yeah,
love
probably
me.
Ed Wood.
And nothing in the world can change that.
I hope not.
Go for it, fact check this.
I really hope not.
I'm at the fact checker now.
I guess, yeah.
Glenn, is it another
This is what I
woman?
get for not doing anything to help set up in the beginning, right?
Oh yeah. Start pull the string. Pull the string. What? So Ed Wood became friends with Bela Lugosi after meeting him.
A
I
story
don't know.
must be told.
Really? This is so awesome.
Always the same.
It's
He's
because
not had the nerve
he
to
just
tell
became
her.
friends with Bela
He
Lugosi.
must soon
and
come to
Bela
some
Lugosi
conclusion or
was
forget the marriage.
So
Should he tell Barbara of his Glenda now, before the wedding, or hit her between the eyes?
It makes no sense.
Okay.
It makes no sense. Like, what I understand, like, just it's like, yeah, just say stuff. Yeah, like, basically. Yeah. We're gonna film a whole bunch of you
The
sitting in a
world
room.
is a
And
strange
there's gonna be
place.
some buffalo.
All those cars, all going somewhere, all carrying humans which are carrying out their lives.
Yeah.
That's true. It's like
anything you were saying.
The world is shocked by a person who changed his sex. Glenda is shocked also.
So it was still like,
they didn't get that award.
Someone like her had the nerve to do something factual about their situation. There are so many problems with Glen and all the other Glens. Fear of discovery of the underthings they wear beneath their regular outer clothing, or that which they wear during their nightly visit to Morpheus, god of sleep.
Thank you very much, and I'm sure she's going to enjoy it very much. If you want to return it, be sure that you bring the sales
He's
with.
not staring
Thank you.
into a mirror and getting sad. I mean, he's staring into the reflection of the mannequin stuff, but it's...
Well, you know, looking at a mannequin and feeling bad about yourself is a universal female experience. So get it in on
Well,
it.
what size?
Well,
Everybody
The
feels
color,
bad about
material?
themselves when they look at mannequins.
I'm like, wow, my
Black
hips look great, and I look at a mannequin, and I'm like, I can't make them like that.
Why don't you have a head?
That's usually
Well, we have this
I think the
here.
most terrifying ones are the pointy
You like
ones.
that? Something like this?
Or the ones that have like
Relation
gray
maybe
skin.
if this movie were to be made today.
perhaps he admires the material too long.
You can see how sheer this material really is.
I can make a better
Yes.
You see, it's all pure nylon, and only $21.95. And of course, it will never snap.
That's pretty meta.
Yeah, I like that.
This is still not a love story.
But Glen and all the Glens and Glendas have an even bigger problem.
That's the thing, I'm never sure whether we should adjust
Freaking highway again.
Monday again.
We've seen that
I've been telling you about the worst day of the
right
week.
now.
A perfectly wonderful weekend, and back to the
I'm
sweat.
not opposed to this.
Too bad he was born to work. Say,
It's like, hey, there you go.
Teamster girl says he was perfectly normal.
How can a guy be normal and go and do a thing like that to himself?
All the same, it must take a lot of guts to pull a stunt like that.
That's a problem I don't ever intend to face.
Maybe it's a problem we should all face.
I don't get you.
Just think of the unhappy
That was
life,
like the most
the miserable
bizarrely
time
phallic
this
thing.
world of ours must have given that
It's
poor
like a
guy.
big old hot
I still
log.
don't get you.
Now, here is a gal who wanted to be a girl. Supposing there had been no way to change.
You sound as if you're really head up on this thing.
One of the many.
I guess I am.
Do you realize what would happen if every man in the country that wanted to wear women's clothes or help women went to the
Wait, you mean this isn't general
That's
reconstruction?
why I say perhaps society should be a little bit more lenient.
Oh, man.
Maybe society should try to understand them as human beings.
Another day done.
Makeup.
Thank goodness.
This movie, according
See you
to
tomorrow,
IMDb,
Jack.
Is also known for doing okay, no, never mind. Superman, but not the Superman that you're thinking, because this is called Adventures of Superman.
Hey, Glen.
Wait, is that the
Come on in
George Reeves one?
and hit it right for the
Because I know
kitchen.
Christopher Reeves is
Right,
showing
let that
kids
dinner
TV
burn.
shows, the one.
No, I thought I was going to have to eat alone tonight.
Well, you probably will because I've already
eaten.
Oh,
Yeah.
and a whole bunch
Lois
of
Lane still single?
I think she's dead.
a little shop of horrors,
So
but probably not the one that you're thinking of.
I mean, that's
What's
the
up?
thing, you can do a
Nothing.
crap movie and still.
Hey,
I feel
you
it's-
really look down in the dumps.
The person
I guess
who
I
did
got a
this was
problem.
like a
Haven't
50s,
we all?
like, horror sci-fi.
I mean a real
like,
problem, one
person.
like I've never had to face before.
This is horror sci
Our whole existence is one big
I
problem.
feel like
I want to get
because,
married.
you know, as much
You
as
have a problem.
there's this sort of genuine push to be like, oh, well,
When did this
you know,
all come
this movie's
about?
Like the narrative's all like, you know, don't judge these people.
For nearly a year, I've been engaged to a very wonderful
Everything
girl.
else about the movie
Now the
is
time is getting very close to the man of the book.
Yeah, no, it's framed by
I'm
Bela
scared to
Lugosi
death.
acting Bela Lugosi.
You love her?
And
Very
also, hey, let's normalize
Does she love you?
the trans experience according to
There's
Ed
no
Wood.
problem.
Oh,
Find a girl.
Okay?
Are you forgetting about my other self?
We're totally making fun of it. Oh, but
You have to tell her, of
messages
course.
and you're less transphobic than you used to be. Ha
Maybe in a better movie. Maybe in
When?
reality. Alright, seriously.
For?
Bros talking about bro stuff. What are they?
Me.
Oh,
Or
fitness
after?
bros.
I think you know the answer to that one yourself. My mind's in a muddle. Like in a thick fog.
What?
I can't make sense to myself sometimes. I thought I could stop wearing these things. I tried, honestly, I tried. I haven't had a stitch of them on for nearly 2 weeks until tonight.
I think that line amongst any other.
Then I couldn't stand it anymore.
I would the most because I had to have that conversation. With
I had to put them on or go out of my mind.
Right.
Like,
Have you tried just not?
I'm afraid I'll lose her.
You're like, yeah, everybody tries.
I don't want that to
Everybody
happen.
tries because you tell us to.
I really love her.
Is this Glen or Glenda?
Okay. Here's a story from
maybe I
fact.
thought they were just bros, but maybe it's.
Johnny tells his story. He had not too long ago been married himself. He had kept quiet about his transvestite desires in the hopes that the new wife would never discover it. However, one day, the little woman came home unexpectedly an hour early.
Hands on the hips, man.
She has the face of like, this is the 12th time.
Will your problem be like mine?
She looks like she's just eating the angry.
Most probably.
Like he's about to say,
Because her love hasn't been
I don't know how, it's
such
like,
a thing.
look, I know, I get it,
She,
okay, just say
your
you're
wife,
gonna do, no, I'm gonna stop.
She will not have been taught enough
Okay, I get it.
about
Just
the
whatever.
problems to cope with.
Glenda must now make her decision. Or forever forget the marriage debacle. Glenda should consult a competent psychiatrist. But then very few transvestites wish to change their strange desires. This is their life. To take it away from them might do as great a harm as taking away an arm or a leg, or life itself. Many even carry their transvestite desires to the grave with them.
I mean, okay.
Yes, it is a problem. But Glenda, remember back almost a year ago when Glen and Barbara accepted each other?
I think it's because it's the 1950s. They're not allowed to do
I
it.
can't.
That's the sixth time you've said goodnight.
Like, they're not even allowed to sit in the same chair together.
Yeah.
Look. Come on over here a minute.
What is it?
Never mind, just sit down.
That's a really nice dress.
I look great in that suit, to be honest. Yeah. I look great.
Oh, I was beginning to think you'd never get around to it.
I hope you're saying just like hang out. Yeah.
I didn't know what.
I'm just picturing like two people hanging out in their living room and then bears just emerge just like
It's hardly long enough for you to get a trousseau together.
How would you know about that?
That's how they work here.
How long is this movie?
It's an hour. It's an hour long.
It's an hour, but it feels like we're watching it.
Yeah, it's only an hour long. No, I mean, you can see.
I was confident we were at an hour right now. And we're like halfway through
What's
this.
the matter?
We're not?
I like the
We're only. Yeah.
Oh, the sudden being 1,000 miles off.
the jungle.
Yes, I
That's
guess I
how,
would, huh?
that's how you interior decorate, from what I understand.
That's a mighty pretty dress you're wearing tonight.
I wear my
Rake,
best to
take
please
some
you.
shears, cut some greenery
You know,
from the outside, shove it in
you
your
look at me.
house.
Tape it to the wall.
We talk about transition.
Oh, I'm so happy when these next few months are over.
Some special reason?
Of course. So you can stop kissing me goodbye at the door every night.
Yes.
So you can hold me close to you always.
Yes.
Then all you'll have to do is call, close your eyes, and feel
Thinking
my
this flashback? Yeah.
Right in Frankenstein's
I think the transvest is gonna go. Oh, there we go. The Bela Lugosi.
Start to walk in here.
big green dragon that sits on your doorstep.
I walk in, like, I'm struck him with the illness. Goodbye.
Like, thank God I'm tall. I don't need to worry about these. Yeah.
Big fat snail.
Go outside. She's like, no, I can't.
Yeah. Is there a way to go to like a
Take care.
event in a very nice down and comment question?
Beware.
That's what I'm going for.
Totally.
My life.
Yeah.
Really nice comment.
And then you tell everybody you're a vampire hunter.
Or Susie and Mitch. Oh, yeah, you're gonna love this. This is
Who's that?
What? They keep giving all of these women.
I know. Black and white.
What is that single one that got to go?
No.
I think it is.
Yeah. And she's like, what?
In there.
Oh, she got a walker.
She got life delivered.
Okay.
No, I'm transmitting is a tree that's crushing me.
You left.
The tea tree.
The tea tree, like, the tree's on
Oh, I get it. It's because
as a
Man,
woman, you can live trees.
Only that can live the trees.
she's wearing that same outfit again.
She really likes that outfit.
I like that track.
I like how
I like a lot of it.
Glenda mode, she's starting to like both pick up the tree with one hand and then also pick up the fiance.
I know.
Like, oh my god, I can't.
Like, it's one hand.
Whole ass is on the she's in Glenda. That's my favorite.
It's all like a distraction.
Glenda.
whoa.
What?
Oh yeah, and here's the devil.
Oh, it's my good cat.
Satan's the best
Man, oh,
That's
Satan's kind of guy.
Yeah. Satan's always the best.
Is this supposed to be suggesting that choosing the cis life would be like choosing hell?
I'm not wrong. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love this smile.
Yeah, let's put on a black
This is
stage.
perfect.
Satan is currently my MVP of the movie.
I agree.
And here's Bela Lugosi.
Tell me,
What?
do you eat little boys? Puffy duck tails and big fat snails?
Puppy dog tail, puppy dog tail,
His script.
puppy dog tail.
I can't just like read whatever.
Oh no.
Ha ha ha.
Should have done this for all.
Puppy dog.
No one goes.
what a blue hair.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting really turned on.
I mean, those high-waisted pants really make it, right?
Oh, amazing.
What the fuck is that?
I felt like titty was out of just a second.
So is this the kind of the more
Yeah.
recently recut version? Did the original version didn't have the sexy scene?
I wonder. I don't know. Maybe.
I was wondering.
Because it is like, because if you look when they switched over to this one, it's very different.
Why are these legs in the
Oh, yes, burlesque. Yes, yes. I mean, I might actually.
That's a nice dress.
So working. No, it's not. Not what this is.
Oh, no, she doesn't like it. So I'll put that back on.
Bela Lugosi does not approve.
Now we're
You're going to be
watching-
pulled.
Literally what happened.
I thought you were about to say that's just how people work.
Do you think that Barbie is based on?
What?
Oh yeah, that is kind of.
No.
Okay, now it's my turn to get aroused. That's not movie.
Really?
Oh, they're untied.
Oh,
okay. Okay.
He's
Yeah, also. They. That's
that's what I do on like weekends.
Just after getting
With that porcelain thing.
That's hot.
I'm comfortable with the idea of feminine like sexual desire and
I mean that's the problem. I read an article earlier today. Like
is it?
the idea of like women in TV, even modern day and age, like the idea of women in TV like casually just enjoying sex. For some reason it seems weirdly taboo. Like it seems stayed in TV shows coming out. Like women are always kind of pushed into sex in these TV shows. Like they did Law and Order look good. And this is happening.
It's literally my cake.
I mean, I like bondage, but
Lesbians.
Some context would
Yeah.
really great right down.
I think that's the subtitle of this movie. Glenda, some context would be really great right now. Nice.
Whoa! She's breathing though.
She's getting baptized.
Wow.
see, when it's like soundtrack.
It was really intense for a while, and I was just like. I was just thinking, I really want to know what Bela Lugosi thought of this.
Thank you, movie.
I love it so much here.
I'm not opposed to seeing this, but if I could just make sure that everybody involved is
Yeah, right.
100% cool.
What's happening next door? That was like, it's a reader.
Wait, it's the same. Wait, where's the other girl?
Is she fine?
The other girl's just
Like the girl with her shoulder fired.
It's saying that she's being turned on by like the second floor above her apartment.
Oh, yeah, I do. That's my cake.
So
Like,
I'm
she's sitting on the remote.
I think that this is.
No, it is.
I think that this is Glen or Glenda's fantasy. Of like, this is what I wish. Like that's what this is.
Like, I want to be both women in every scene.
And also Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
And yeah, have Bela Lugosi watch.
Uh-oh.
Is that
It looks Satan-ish, but it's not Satan, because Satan is bald.
Right. It had this, like,
Yeah.
hair.
Those are like massive eyebrows. Like,
No.
Both, like, eyebrows and hair.
Not while she's asleep.
What
Not
is
while
this?
she's asleep. Not while she's asleep.
Sorry, everyone.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
Not that the music was like, you know.
So the other thing is, you can find this entire thing on YouTube if you want to watch the movie from the start for whatever reason. So,
Oh, jeez.
should I fast forward?
This is the 50s?
Yeah.
How did this happen in the 50s?
I'm gonna just make a judgment call here.
HBO.
Hey, that's going on.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Hold on. Everyone's being judgmental. There's Satan. Here we go. All right. I think this is a good place to continue it.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Ed motherfucking Wood, y'all.
Oh, hi.
Maybe look at that halfway transparent person. Oh no, that's it.
Everything's nice.
No, is that the Snips?
Oh yeah, Snips and Smith. Well, boys are made of Snips and Smith.
Yeah, that's right.
And Chemical X. No, it's just
That's
yeah.
I feel like when I was training.
Oh, so we're pointing! Words are fuzzy. Like, okay, I guess maybe it's hair, but like, he's like giving me a yeah.
I'm not gonna
way. So
And the music got happy.
yeah,
Still absolutely.
But is Saint bringing the transformation, or is Saint the person who led to the transformation, who is now left to it?
Well, no, I think the Saint came forward was kind of involved with the
That's a nice dress on the train.
actually, I would love that. I would wear that every day.
No! This is going so well! You're playing with my heart, Satan.
What happened? That Satan disappeared.
Okay. So I think the idea casual.
I think it is if you want to be a trans woman, you cannot have that.
Okay.
Like, I think it's a good trade. Like, you can't have your fiance if you want to be a trans. Like, there's no reason here.
Well, is it gonna be like Satan is trans is not for sexuality?
Lesbians women. Lesbians women.
God, it looks stupid. Oh, so here's the Now we're in the labyrinth. Oh, but that's interesting though.
See, it seems like this that Deep did would allow him to do it. But it's still sort of because this is that much weird.
I mean, yeah,
I can just think.
Beware.
Really pretend.
Beware of the big green dragon that sits on your doorstep. He eats little boys, puppy dog tails, and feeds fat snails. Beware, take care. Beware.
We're getting a lot closer than we were.
But we're still.
Yeah, no, this is so. I think this is longer than the train sequences in Eternal Sunshine. You were prepared for that. The movie was like, hey, you want to see a bunch of train sequences? Well, apparently there's a lot about this movie. There's a lot.
We were all like, let's go into it and not know what we're getting.
Yeah, we're never doing that. Right? One person would be the designated
Glenda has made the decision.
Cool.
Oh my god.
Glen has decided to tell Barbara of his dual personality. To tell her of the nighties and negligees, the sweaters and skirts, the robes and dresses, the stockings and the high-heeled shoes, the wig and the makeup. All that goes to make Glen into Glenda. He tells Barbara he cannot cheat her of the knowledge that she, as his fiancée, should possess. All the facts.
But I also like
He
how
tells her softly, hurriedly at first, then slowly as he becomes more technical. His hands move to caress the smooth material of her Angora sweater, which he is so long, so desperately wanted to put on his own body. He tells of this to her, and she looks to the sweater and to his hands. Then, when it is all over and that much of the story he knows is told,
It's two things. It's wearing dresses.
Barbara is not sure of her own thoughts.
Right. Trees with fiancés at the same time.
Right.
I wanted to tell you for a long, long time, but just couldn't bring myself to do it. Too much afraid of losing.
Absolutely.
Talking about something that made sense. Yeah.
Audience, like, did you see where I was going? Comment below. Follow us on Patreon. I'm so
I
sorry.
don't fully understand this,
The internet is just getting a
but
full
maybe
edition of
together we can work it out.
Like even acting, you know, this is not a talking. It's like I'm telling you about my whole thing. It's just like.
But also so many. Every time.
What? Just take it.
It has it out for you. I'm sorry.
Strapless bra? Good for her.
Is that the end of the story? Not quite. I'll get back to it in a minute. Glenn's case is really the lesser advanced type case.
I feel like it's kind of the
The
best.
second case is an extremely advanced one. However, I'll get to that in a moment. First, you must realize that each transvestite the world over has his own particular problem. Each case must be handled individually according to the person, his past life, and his problem.
And he isn't a hermaphrodite?
No more than he's a pseudo-hermaphrodite. Glenn's case was entirely of his mind, brought on by the environment of his early youth.
What about their children, Doctor? Would their children become the same way their father is?
No. Transvestism is not hereditary.
Well, what makes these men want to wear girls' clothes?
Many things. But as I've said before, it usually starts in early childhood from one cause or another. Technically, each case has the same beginning, just a different set of circumstances.
Are any of them actually cured?
Oh, yes, many.
Is anybody actually
Once the
cured?
source of supply is found, it can be stopped, unless the patient refuses to cut off that source of supply.
Then the way I get it, this Glen and the character he created, much as an author creates a character in a book, was invented as a love outlet to take the place of the love he never received in his early youth through lack of it from his parents. The character was created and dressed and lives the life the author designs for him to live, and dies only when the author wants him to die.
Correct. Except that for the character Glenda to die, the elements must be right. But to enlighten you a little further, there's the second story, that of an extremely advanced case. Let's call this person Alan. Anne. Alan had a mother who wanted a little girl. The father didn't care much one way or the other. Alan did not enter the school did. However, he was an extremely studious boy and always had above average marks in his subjects. Yet sports, girls' sports, he always was interested in. But he was rejected by the girls and also rejected by the boys. After school, Alan would go home to find the mother who had always wanted a girl, and the father who didn't care one way or the other. He enjoyed doing the woman's work around the house. Alan was becoming a woman and didn't realize it. A woman in mind only, but the mind ruled. Then came the fateful year of 1941. Alan was drafted. He was accepted. In the Army, he successfully passed his vigorous training. He did not like it, but then there were the weekends for his particular diversions. On his weekend passes, he would go to the nearest town where he had a suitcase checked in a public locker. In the suitcase, he had the things he loved to wear. That which made his body appear to be what his mind believed it was.
Believed.
Okay.
Then the day of embarkation came. But wherever Alan went, the suitcase was sure to go.
I should follow. Wow, alright. Right, okay. It's hard for me to tell what's intentional and not.
It's gonna be like Mommy on it. Getting shot is flying over the street.
Because it's
Oh, yeah.
They're actually getting at it. It just seems like you skip to stop. Yeah, why did you say that?
Yeah, all the shit they like thinks is show
Then, as quickly as it had begun, the war was over. Alan came home.
We won!
Alan had learned all the terms directed at men like himself.
but no one had found out his aversion. He was honorably discharged from the service at the end of the war. He'd received the Silver Star and the Bronze Star for gallantry in action. While he was in an army hospital recuperating from a wound he'd received in New Guinea, he learned a very interesting fact. He learned that foreign doctors were doing marvelous work with a sex change. Man to woman, woman to man. Shortly after his separation from service, Alan came to me for advice. There followed many long sessions with my clinical reports and the reports of eminent doctors. It had been found that Alan was really a pseudo-hermaphrodite. A hermaphrodite is one who has the organs of both male and female in plain sight. A pseudo-hermaphrodite is one who has one perfectly formed organ of either sex and one imperfect. It's difficult to tell. Alan is of the latter.
And just like when WW2 started, it ended.
No weird stuff.
Alan was then given his choice. That which nature had given him was a mistake. It was up to us to correct that mistake one way or the other. Alan had to decide whether he wanted to become a man or she wanted to become a woman. Both were completely possible. Small boned, fair of complexion, his hair thin like a woman's, his body slim, hips slightly girlish. It was easy to see his decision. Along with the fact that he had been brought up from early childhood to believe that a woman was the thing to be. Alan decided to become a woman. This, for all the help I could give him, was only the beginning.
Because we're talking about past.
During the following 2 years, he was to go through the tortures of the damned. But never was there a whimper from him, because he knew that at the end of it all, he would at last be that which he always dreamed. Hundreds of hormone shots were injected into various parts of his body. Alan's face was worked on with plastic surgery to smooth out the female elements. Long, tedious hours of work.
Can we start watching surgery? I'm gonna have to close my eyes.
The big day, or the starting of many big days, for it was to take many. A series of operations were performed slowly and at intervals to prevent any unnecessary shock to the nervous system.
I made another judgment call. Hey! I'll make another judgment call, y'all.
Week after week.
Okay. Lucy, our friend. Hi,
Why don't we all transition VFLs just to mutations? Oh no!
Sorry.
But in time, his hand, a very happy, lovely young lady that modern medicine and science has created almost as a Frankenstein monster. Newspapers heard of it and hit the story with their usual fullness. If the newspapers had not gotten hold of the story, it would have gone untold, unnoticed as so many others in medical history. The sex change has been performed hundreds of times.
We haven't seen.
However, right here, in this particular sex switch, it's not the
I
end.
remember Alan.
Acting a woman and being a woman are two different things. Alan had all his life acted the part of a woman. Now he is that woman and must learn how it's done.
But this is Alan
And must learn how to do her own hair, how to make the correct styling for her facial contours.
Glenda, some context would be nice.
The proper walk must be adopted. A lady is a lady, whatever the case may be.
No.
Continuing my own psychiatric treatment, it was my duty now to explain to him the duty of a woman in her. Alan, of course, had known the bands, but he was soon to realize he knew very little about a woman. Yet, through it all, Anne loved every minute. Anne was indeed meant to be a woman, and now that the sex change had been completed, Anne was very happy with it, and a woman who was eager to learn, and now was accepted by society. A woman born at the age of 24, in a world that for 24 years she had seen as a man, but a woman who now would, and was properly instructed in how to accept a woman's world. Thus, this case, which has a happy ending, is due entirely to the corrections made by medical science. I've had several such cases. In fact, in my 20 years of practice, I've been prominent in several. However, my colleagues have had hundreds. Then you believe that the Glen of the first story should have the sex change? In Glen's case, no, indeed. Glen would never be happy with the sex change. The Alan of your story isn't happy? I'll tell it to you exactly as I told it to them. Shortly after Glen told Barbara of his love for girls' clothing, he started treatments with her. In the last treatment, both he and Barbara came.
I'm sure Emily's still watching.
I told him the same story about I told it to you, and Anne was a pseudo-hermaphrodite. Even though one of the sexes was imperfect, she had the organs and the characteristics of both the male and female. Glen's case is an entirely different type of case. Remember I said, no matter what the case, it's a different thing. A new problem to be looked into, then solved. A new challenge to psychoanalysis. Glen's body holds only one sex, that of the male. In all our talks, I've learned these pertinent facts.
One more time.
Glen's father had no love for his son. His father wanted Glen to be a football hero or a baseball player, so that he could brag to his cronies down at the corner saloon as his cronies bragged to him about their own
Yeah, we're just
son.
plugging now. But yeah, Unwoman
That's
as well
the
as
ruse of Glen's fictitious character. He invented it when he could find no love from his mother and no love from his father. His mother had hated her own father. Glen reminded her of her father. Therefore, she gave all her affection, love, and attention to her daughter. Glen then decided also to become a daughter. Glen, you can kill this fictitious character of yours anytime you wish. Your happy ending, it's the only way.
Then you think I can kill this second character by transferring her qualities to Barbara?
Exactly. But as the author and his character, the elements must be right. It's up to you, Barbara. You must take the place, give the love, and accept the facts that Glenda has already accepted. If you love each other as you now believe you do, well, it'll be a hard job, but you'll enjoy doing the job.
That's how you say it.
That's how you say it.
I should have put my foot down.
If you put your foot down, you don't go behind closed doors. Love is the only Glenda must be transferred
I
to
think
you.
this is the longest one.
Glen never gets over wearing girls' clothing.
Would it matter to you very much?
Transvestites?
I love Glen. I'll do everything I can to make him happy.
Okay. And now we're gonna go to church.
Right, because that was the other dilemma, like, do we get married or not?
Oh, okay. How do you know what this was?
Right, Glen confesses because has the secret. He doesn't want to share with his fiance.
Oh, I get it.
So that's
The end is only the beginning.
It's still
Time passes. Soon, due to a happy married life, the remembrance of the psychiatric treatments, and Barbara's love and understanding, Glenda begins to disappear forever from Glen. Glen has found his mother, his little sister, his wife, and his Glenda, all in one lovely package. Thus, Glen's case has a happy conclusion. Therefore, two entirely different cases, handled in two entirely different ways, have a happy ending.
I like all things.
Yeah,
I love
those two.
chocolate. I want chocolate everywhere. And then
But what of the hundreds of other less fortunate Glens, the world over?
And then when push comes to shove and it's my birthday and you fucking tell me you don't want any chocolate, I'm like, I may have to leave you. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you bringing into my life now? You know, and that's like a silly way of saying it, but it's I don't know. The metaphor being like, you know, where do we find the dynamic between we're just calling it now. Where do we find the dynamic between, you know, the dynamics of this relationship have changed.
What
And
of
I'm
the
no longer in a
others?
relationship that I thought that I was in. But I value
Less fortunate Glen.
I don't know.
The world
Your gender doesn't change the person that you are.
Well, it could if you're allowing different parts of yourself to come forward.
It changes
Oh, snips and snails and puppy duck.
I need to do to be more helpful to you and to your safety. It changes the dynamics of I don't know how to interact with that as far as like accountability.
I think like assume the person that you're with is bi, then it's wrong. Obviously, if you are like, oh, I'm transitioning, and they're like, oh, well, I don't like you as this, but I like you as this. Like, I think that's wrong. But I mean, if someone is like super cishet and so are you at the beginning, and then you're like, well, I'm coming out, I can understand the person being like, I am not attracted to, you know, masculinity or femininity. Like, I can't be attracted to that. Like, I can understand.
I think it's a who you are versus what you like, mechanics versus sort of internal stuff. I mean, the sort of idea of like, my wife and I have been outwardly a gay couple for a long time, 2 women, right? And so now as I'm transitioning, one of the things I was like, I know your identity as a queer person is really important. We're going to look like cis people on the street. What does that mean for you? And that's something that we have to work with together and change, and that's something changing. Like, you don't like chocolate anymore, and now we have to compromise when we have chocolate cake and when we have vanilla cake. That's a mechanical thing versus like who you are.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not comfortable with who you are. And like, I know I've heard, lesbians say, but then, my partner turned out to be a trans man. And I still am a lesbian who's in love with a trans man, and that's fine. Like, you don't have to change your internal stuff. You're changing mechanics.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the difference.
Starting again?
No, it's I'm just looking at these. Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
Actually, you were going to say something profound. I can see it.
It's true.
It's true.
Well, it's true. Well, I mean, like a lot of that was basically just echoing what Kelsey said. Exactly. Like there's a lot of it is there is a certain more than anything else. Like there is a certain change that I don't know. Kelsey said it better, but like. The other thing is we also opened up this can of worms like near the end of the movie, and I didn't want to stop us from talking about it, but at the same time, our dutiful listeners and viewers have been very good. Hi. And I'm sure that they're also super interested in this, but I would prefer if we created a mini episode at some other time talking about this issue. Because I think that's one of the things that we should be doing with the mini episodes. And I'll be updating, speaking of which, if you're listening and you're not a Patreon subscriber, you will get the first mini episode, the one that I did on medical gatekeeping, that will be available on Thursday for the public. So we release them first on Patreon, and then we release them a month later to the public. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, you can listen to them as we put them up. That said, I think that this is a really good topic because it's super complicated, and we could probably go on for another hour about that. But we got to talk Danish Girl for a later episode. Oh yeah, no. So we're going to be talking about Danish Girl a little bit later. Some of the stuff that you are going to, some of the episodes that we've got coming up for you soon include the Powerpuff Girls. Include. Yep. View is on that one, as was Phoenix. We're doing Mixed Nuts, which is a Steve Martin. Yeah, it was pretty awful. A Steve Martin comedy, if you will.
That's a strong word.
Yeah, we're doing that episode of Family Guy. You know the one.
No. Oh, I don't.
And there were 2 episodes of Family Guy.
We're probably gonna go back into the Family Guy well. But
Are you talking about like a Thanksgiving episode?
You could also do the Cleveland Show episode.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one. Yeah, but anyway, the other big one that we've got coming up for you is the one that we're gonna record today, The Danish Girl. So that's gonna be out in probably a couple of months. So I want to thank my wonderful panelists, my wonderful riffers, the people that came out to riff on this movie.
Did we do a good job?
Do we need to answer the question of is it transphobic?
You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it real quick. Is it transphobic?
Yes.
And what's great is for those that don't like to put it on a spectrum of either yes or no, or even like 1 to 10, you can totally give your answer in a motion because people will see it. So if you want, is it transphobic? Put it in a motion. All right.
There it is. That's it.
Right, so Ian's giving fingers.
That one.
Two guns salute. Camera's over there though.
I don't want to click them off. I want to click off them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So specifically
nothing but love. Nothing but love.
I don't know. I feel like my reaction is like the Satan. This is my.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how I feel about it. Satan's haircut.
My reaction
Being scared
is
is the best part of the movie.
So.
I still want to hang out in that fireplace.
I think my reaction is pull the strings.
Nice.
That's the only option.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
We're going to unceremoniously walk over here and just shut it off because there's no fluid way to do this from here.
Bye.
Bye. Give us money so we can go after.